things are coming along here. Let's build the menu for our web interface next. So I'm going to do so simply by typing in some text. So I'll hit the T key on my keyboard, and that of course flips me over to the text tool here inside Photoshop. And I'm just going to single click just underneath that header graphic over towards the left-hand edge of my document. Just single click right in there. And I'm going to type in the first button that I want to have inside my web layout, About Servos Droid Mill. Droid Mill. There we go. All right. Now, I'm not too happy about the font that's being used. I'm not happy with the color that's being used and so on. So before we go any further, I'm going to hit Command A or Control A to select everything. And I'm going to go and change the color that's being used for my text just by clicking on the color swatch on the options bar, as we've seen a couple of times already. And let's see, I'm going to go and change my font. Notice that Photoshop remembered the font that you and I had used previously, which was that Cooper font. And let's see, I have a couple of neat fonts in here that I could use. Atlantis, or let's see, I think there's one. Yeah, there's Galaxy in there, which is kind of a cool, sort of a computery, spacey looking font. See if you can find something like that on your computer. These fonts, by the way, are fonts that I purchased from a website called Fonts for Flash. So they're kind of a neat website for some cool looking fonts. Maybe I'll use Manager Bold Extended. I know you probably don't have that font, but see if you can find something similar. Okay, and you might want to adjust your size as well. I think I'm going to leave my size just for now. Just single click back in there to get my cursor back into my text. And let's see, I have a whole bunch of menu items that I want to type out here. So I'm going to put in a double space, so 2 spaces, and then I'm going to put in a vertical pipe. I'm going to hold down Shift and hit my backslash key. I don't know if you can see that in the video there. Your backslash key, by the way, is just above your Enter key on your keyboard. That'll give us a vertical line. And then I'll hit space 2 more times, and then I'll type in my next menu item, which is News and Events. And then I'll do a double space, and then a vertical pipe, and then another double space. And, I'll just scroll my document over here so you can see how this text works out here. And then I'll type in View the Catalog. There we go. Double space, vertical pipe, again, Shift, backslash, then another double space. Now, my text is going to run off the edge of my document. I'll have to fix that in just a second. Let's see, 2 more items here that I want to do. Custom order parts. 2 spaces and a vertical pipe, and then 2 more spaces, and then last one, contact servo. Perfect. All right, now let's see if we can clean this up a little bit. I'm going to go back to my Move tool, and I've shown you this a couple of times already, but I always use my free transform, Command T or Control T, to scale and size my text here inside Photoshop. And building a web layout and applying text to a web layout is no different here. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit, Command minus or Control minus, just so I can see what's going on here. And I'm just going to scale this down. I'm being careful here to hold down Shift as I resize the text here. You can see there's all kinds of text in there. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge to get it all in there. The idea here is I want the text to fit right across the entire width of my layout. So I'm just going to have to fiddle here a little bit. Now I'm using Option and Shift and dragging to resize it larger just a little bit, or Alt and Shift on the Windows side, pulling from the corner there. Something like that I think looks decent. All right, now obviously it's a little tough to see the text in around this area because there's a lot of light colored grays in my craters there. So I'm going to have to put some kind of a bar behind my menu, and we'll do that next.